Hello, hello, namaste, you all. So, today we have the 14th of September already. Oh, look at that, I'm 1 week. I'm 28 and 1 week old. I don't like it, but okay. So, today we started. Oh my god, I started with the cutest thing. Okay, of course, we had the regular. Getting dressed, having breakfast, packing my stuff and leaving part, but we did not leave immediately because there was the cutest little kitty, but like a mom kit and a freshly born kitten. It must have been like a few weeks old, I guess, because it was still, you know, all clumsy and cute on its feet, which was nice. Of course, 10 minutes I was playing with the thing and oh my god, it was so cute. I always forget how much I like kitties until I see one. Yeah, so that was the first part of my day. After which we left. It was a very sunny day today. We started out with a little downhill, like on paved roads, and a little bit dirt roads, but nothing too dramatic. And after that we had a steep climb over a stony road, not paved, but like with big solid rocks and smooth ones as well, which I found out today I like better than the paved ones to go uphill, because on the stone ones you have a little bit of bounce effect, I guess, from climbing, which makes it a little bit more variety and takes my focus off the fact that I'm tired and don't want to climb up. So this one went surprisingly well. I took maybe 2 breaks, I think, overall. In the entire climb, and I said to Saroj, I'm gonna do this one by bike. I'm not gonna give up today, but I might take some breaks. And he said to me, "Yeah, I can tell that you're a daughter of your father." Yet another one. I like that one. Today I like it when they say it. When he was alive, I was a little bit insulted with it, of course. So you see how things change after people die. Then, yeah, the climb went pretty well. I was surprised with how well it went. And when we came up, I was surprised we were already up, because I expected to take maybe 1 or 2 more breaks before we reached the top. Then we, of course, had a Coke break. Yeah, we have Coca-Cola breaks now, or Pepsi-Cola in this case. Breaks, just to relax from climbing uphill so hard, and hydrating a little bit, you know, which was like this roadside shop again, the mixture of a cafe and a shop, but mostly a shop actually, because they didn't have tables. They had like 1 bench which you can sit on, which we did, of course. And after, I don't know, maybe big half an hour, maybe a little bit more, we started the downhill part, which was, for some reason, felt more difficult than it felt before. Was again one with big rocks, which makes it a little bit less stable. I did not feel like I was gonna die, at least, but I felt like going slower. Well, it felt slower to me in comparison to the last few days. Then when I went down, I had the feeling that we went faster, but maybe it was because I felt less in control. Now I felt more or less in control the entire road. Yeah, but it was nice, actually. The downhill, I like the downhills. It's very intense for your muscles and for yeah, your focus. You have to be focused all the time. You cannot turn your head for 1 second, because if you don't watch the road, you can get stuck in a mud pool, or can hit a big rock and lose your balance completely. So the downhill parts are require a lot of focus, but I actually like it. And it's afterwards you feel all your muscles. You feel your back, yeah, back and shoulder muscles. You feel your biceps and triceps all the way, because you're continuously, you know, blocking every shock with your muscles. But at least you feel your sport. I like it. It's more passive kind of sporting, in my opinion, than the uphill parts, which is just, you know, gasping for air and forcing yourself to go up, which is not so much my kind of sport. But today I was surprisingly positive about it. Well, not the positive part, but I mean, it went well, and I felt positive about that. So yeah, then we went, then we came on paved road. Oh, we crossed like, I don't know, 5 rivers or something, which we also crossed by bike, which is, yeah, river, you have to imagine like maybe 30 centimeters of water at most, maybe 15 at some parts, and of course there's current in it, so it's not that easy, but I made it through all of them without falling, one time losing my balance, but most of them I crossed without problems, which is cool. What else? There was something else I needed to tell, but I forgot. Yeah, I'm just replaying my day in my head now. Yeah, so we came on the paved road after that. Was a little bit more boring, of course, but there was a lot of, it wasn't that flat as the first day. It was a little bit uphill, downhill, with a little bit more uphill maybe. There was another steep one, and like I said, I prefer the bumpy ones in comparison to the paved ones because they make me feel less exhausted. Then we were looking for a lunch spot. We came through this, cannot even call it a town, village with a little bit more than one street of houses. There was no restaurant to be found, so we continued for another few kilometers, and then my eye caught this very cute little, I don't know, balcony terrace, something like that, 1 hour away from our destination according to Saroj, at which we decided to go in. He missed it even, and I called him, I focused his attention to it, and it seemed decent, and it tasted good, and it was actually very cozy. You had this little, how do you call this in English? I don't know. Okay, there were these 2 little towery things where there were curtains or put in a bun together. A bun? Yeah, probably a bun. My god, my English is failing me. I'm a little bit, tiny bit tipsy. I had the local rice wine they make here, which is relatively strong. Usually I can take my alcohol pretty good, but after sporting and dehydration and yeah, just in general not drinking all that much lately, like 1 glass of beer every night, which I already feel, I guess I'm a little bit more sensitive now, which makes my head a little bit more fuzzy than it usually is. So yeah, at least these little, I want to say pavilions, I don't even know if that's an English word, but there was this tower thingies, in the middle there was a water basin, I don't know how to pronounce that English word, but you get my point. Was in between both of them, and at the one there was a group of Asian guys, probably Nepali then, I guess, and then the other one was free, which we took. Other than that, there was one very sweet little dog, well, not so little, but she was so cute. I petted her and she looked at me with these sad big eyes like, give me food, I don't know. And then there were chicken with baby chicks, and what else did we see there? I saw a frog, and I saw a bunch of insects, but that's general here, so that's not specific to this place. I had noodles with egg, which were very tasty, like I said before. I had soybeans, like roasted soybeans, which is the first time I ate that, and it was tasty. And then we have this thing now, Saroj and me, we do siesta every day. The last 2 days we slept in the car, because after lunch we had a car ride, a jeep ride. Today we had 1 more hour to ride the bike, so that means we did the siesta before. He found somewhere like a mat made of, I have no idea what it's all called in English. That sucks. My English used to be so much better. You know, the plants you find next to the water that you can dry and weave into mats and stuff like that. So it was made of that. And I put it on the floor and I slept for like half an hour. Funny thing is, I woke up exactly at the time we agreed upon to continue our trip. So it was maybe 1:20. No, yeah, 1:20 by the time we agreed upon siesta. And Sarosh said, let's continue the ride at 2. And for some reason I woke up at 2:02. So my body told me it was done with the siesta time. So yeah, I actually slept, well, dozed off a little bit. Like, really sleeping is a different thing, of course, but I dozed off at least. And then at 2, of course, we continued our ride. It was mostly uphill, but not so steep. But I felt like, you know, when you sleep and have consumed food, that's heavy, you know. You feel like a weight is put on your back, or I don't know. And definitely after you've done already 25k, that felt hard. The uphill parts were worse than before. I really gave all of me. We did it though. I'm proud of that. Yeah, so that's that. What happened after? Yeah, after 45 minutes we arrived in another little village, which appeared to be our village, and I was like, my water was finished by then, and I told Sarosh, can we wait for the jeep for a second because I need a refill? And he was like, it's 5 minutes away from the hotel, we can, but you sure? Because we're already almost there. We were actually in the street of the hotel, and yeah, he said maximum 10 minutes, but less than 5 minutes, I guess. We were there later. We were there, and in total we rode maybe for after lunch 45 to 50 minutes. Not that huge amount. It was, how many Ks did we do in total? We did 32.4, I think. And at lunch we were 25 point something, so we did 7 more K uphill, down, uphill. For my feeling, we only had been riding for 20 minutes, but apparently it was already been longer, so that was a lucky coincidence. Yeah, then we arrived here next to the hotel. The hotel is called Sunrise Hotel and Lodge. They all call their hotels and lodge here for some reason. They write in a funny way. The one from yesterday was actually like a restaurant instead of restaurant. They forgot the A. It's funny, and everything is only written in Nepali, so you know that hardly any Western tourists come here. And for some reason I keep getting like the penthouse and the big room and the fancy room. I think Sarosh booked the fancy rooms for me, which is kind of cool. Don't expect anything big though, because it's still very basic, but it's nice. Although I don't mind sleeping like a local either. In Vietnam we did a few homestays, and I actually enjoy doing that as well. So you see how the people live here, but actually those hotels that we stay in here are pretty similar to homestays. We sleep on similar beds, we have similar, I don't know, infrastructure. So I'm enjoying it, living like a local, more or less. Then what happened after? So they brought me to my room after chilling for a moment with some Coke and Wi-Fi, of course. There was Wi-Fi because we were supposed to stay in a place. Apparently, I found that out just now over dinner. We were supposed to stay in a place that's more like a homestay, but apparently it was closed. So Sarosh had to find a second solution today, apparently, which he, I think, all does telephonically while riding his mountain bike, by the way, which is impressive. I made some funny videos, by the way. I can post those ones also afterwards if you want. But now I lost my train of thought again. Yeah, so we arrived here, chilled a bit, Wi-Fi'd a bit, and then we went up to the room. Mine is, I think, the highest room of the building, which is actually the only room at the roof terrace. And it feels a bit funny because everybody who wants to chill up at the terrace is passing by my door or window. The windows are all open. I can close them, of course, but for fresh air it's kind of nice that they're open. And they have this metal frame in it, so people cannot climb through your window because that would be too crazy. But other than that, you know, I was walking naked to go shower before, and it started raining, like not just raining, it started monsooning, let's call it that. And the owner of the place came on the terrace to cover up some stuff, and I forgot to close, well, I did not forget, but I did not want to close one of the curtains because I wanted some daylight, not to put on my electric lights, since it was still clear out. And then suddenly he was standing in front of the window, thank God, with his back to me. So I quickly closed the curtain before jumping in the shower. Yeah, so that. Then I washed my clothes. By the way, that's something I forgot to tell you guys a few days ago. I think in the Water Tower Hotel that must have been. Saroj went out in the town to buy us some washing products for our clothes. He came back with a bar of soap, which was apparently for clothes, which is very funny to me, since it's been a while since I've hand washed my clothes. It's been exactly 10 years almost, I guess, since I was in Senegal. But I actually kind of was laughing about it, but it turns out to be pretty practical and not that hard. Thank God my experience from from Senegal helped me there, because I remember how to rub the material against each other, how to clean it, you know. And I only have one mountain bike outfit, and I need to wash it daily. That's how dirty we get these days with the rain and everything. So that's the first thing I did. I washed out my mountain biking clothes, my sports bra, and my socks. The socks, oh my God, the socks are so dramatic. And they smell so bad, because today, I told you guys, we went through like 5 rivers. So your feet are wet and stay in the shoes for a whole day. We took them out at lunch to let them dry a little bit, and the socks as well. But still, it's muddy, it's sweaty, and it's wet. This combination, that's bad, you know. So I started with the bar of soap thing and the rubbing thing. I'm actually impressed with how clean my clothes get. Of course, I cannot get out all the stains, but it's pretty okay. You know, when I ride in the morning, or when you check my videos of the mountain biking parts after, if I succeed in uploading them, because the Wi-Fi here is not that impressive. You hardly see. From up close, of course you see like a vague shadow of the stains that were there before, and a slight discoloration at the border maybe, but not in that way that you think, oh my God, she has been wearing this for over a week, which is not what I did, I guess, but still, you know. Still, it's clean is a different story, you know, if you see. I lost my train of thought again, I'm sorry. Yeah. So washing. That takes me a lot of time though, although it's not that hard, but the showers here have a shower head, but they also have like a normal tap at, I don't know, navel, umbilical height of there where you usually have the switch to turn the shower on. There is also a tap connected to it, and I use that one for washing my clothes. And I start out with like just washing them out with regular water, and the water that comes out is brown, without a joke. It's really brown. Like, you know, when shoes that are dirty that you walk through the mud with, if you put those under water, the same color comes out from my clothes. Then I wash them until the water turns clean, and yeah, it takes me maybe 20-25 minutes to wash 4 pieces of clothing. I hung them to dry on the metal frame with bars, the metal bars that are in front of my windows. Generally, they don't get dry by the morning time, but dry enough so I can wear them without being completely uncomfortable. Only the pants are a little bit more difficult because there's this what we call piece of beef in there, and that does not dry so well. And definitely when it's monsooning over here, that's not ideal because the liquidity of the air, like I explained before, is dense. Yeah, I showered myself. If you have ever been dirty, then you know what it feels to be clean, even if you have a cold shower, because my shower today, this is the first one, had only one button to turn, switch, you know, instead of 2, and it was not the kind where you can change the temperature, so I had cold water. I had one time, I think I told this too, in the height of the mountains, but there it was really cold, so I needed a hot shower, and I made I think a little bit too much drama, or I made it very clear that I was completely uncomfortable, let's call it that. Now it was pretty warm, definitely since we had sun all day. I did not really mind the cold shower. I could not stand completely underneath it because my chest is pretty sensitive to temperature. People who have seen me swim know this. I need like half an hour to get in the water. But other than that, actually it was a great shower. The power fell out 2 times during the shower because it started thunderstorming as well. But yeah, the shower in itself was fine. Then I dressed myself up in my very cool Vietnam t-shirt, which I love so much. I have it since 2013. Oh my god, that's so long ago. Yeah, but I only wear it when I'm on a holiday. I never wear it in Europe almost because it's like pretty thin and the weather hasn't been... Well, the color is difficult to match with my regular clothes, but I'm wearing it now and I'm happy about it. Went down for drinks with Sarosh and then dinner with Sarosh. Yeah, and we drank I drank 2 masala teas. Then we played some Homescape. I made him an addict too, and he practiced English with Duolingo, also an app I showed him, and I also showed him today Runkeeper. I'm inspiring this boy on so many levels. No. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I must sound like an idiot. And I'm actually not tipsy anymore. I feel it now. It's going away. Yeah. Yeah, so we had 2 masala teas. We had some French fries. That's the 2nd night in a row we get French fries as a snack. These ones, were actually better than the ones from yesterday. The ones from yesterday were not bad or anything, but the oil, I think they were too oily. They did something in the oil, or they did not taste enough like French fries because of the oily part. Now these ones were not bad. They spiced it right, they oiled it right, they baked them right. So for Nepali French fry, they had a better score than I would expect. And then the big one came, the Karki, I don't remember the name. I will ask. Narki, maybe it's Narki. I will ask Sarosh later. It's like the national rice wine. It's a relatively strong booze that they brew mostly in their homes, I guess. And it's similar to sake. I talked about this one before as well. But this one is actually something else, and what's the other one? Tongba, that we had on my birthday. But still had a similar taste. This tasted more like sake. The other one had some other tastes in the mix, but this one was more like sake. Also did not have the seeds and everything in it. And it looked like it too. It was like the color of rice water. Look, not even, maybe almost like regular water, a little bit more misty, you know. That's the next part, and then we waited for dinner. Yeah, dinner was not that bad, but it was a little bit too spicy again for my taste. We had dal bhat again, and now I standard get an egg with it. Sorry, because Sarosh knows I like eggs. And we had dinner, we laughed, we talked about real and fake stuff. I talked about my former love life with Sarosh. He was still surprised that I'm on my very first real boyfriend. I told him about my history with boys. I asked him about how Nepali romance is, stuff like that. So I learned a little bit. In the cities it's pretty similar to what we experience in the West. In the villages it's less common. They have this saying, what is it again? One life, one wife. And that's what they say here. So that's more like the general mentality here. If you have one girl, you marry her and you stay with her for your life. So they don't really think about, that's what he told me another day, they don't really think about like cheating on their wife or having sex with other women or just looking for someone to have fun with without the consequences or without the responsibilities of a relationship. That's not so common here apparently. Yeah. And then afterwards, we had 1 hour or something, there was no Wi-Fi whatsoever, so I'm happy that I'm now able to upload anything. And then yeah, I came up here. I'm gonna do my regular evening routine. I upload this video, I read a bit of my book, I call my boyfriend, play some more homescapes, we'll see. So yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow is apparently an even harder one, a 7 kilometers climb part apparently. I hope it's just not a steep one because I will die, but let's see. And afterwards we have mostly a downhill part to a lake, and then we stay at the lake and we can swim. I knew I brought my bikini for a reason. I haven't taken it out once, so yeah, that's about tomorrow, but I will talk to you about that in about 24 hours. So have a good evening, and yeah, sleep tight, I guess, afterwards. See you tomorrow.